You're not being taped. Oh, you're being taped. My voice is on. Stop talking.
Why don't you recite some poetry while I'm doing this?
What poetry do I know? And then was set down. And gravity laid low on the hills of life. And then was set down. And the dark creatures sought passage in darkness. Some shone light, some lived sightless. Some grew pig-faced with hooked squid hands. All the naked glory of the prime mover, who was blind and hapless as the sun in the thousands deep. Ow! More? Do I know stuff from...
Just go Shakespeare.
Oh, I went out to a Hazelwood because a fire was in... This is Yeats, William Butler Yeats. I went out to a Hazelwood because a fire was in my head and hooked and peeled a hazel wand and did something in a thread. Oh shit, I messed it up. Hold on. I went out to a Hazelwood because a fire was in my head and cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked a berry to a thread. And when white moths were on the wing and moth-like stars were flickering out, I hooked the berry to a string and caught a little silver trout. When I had laid it on the floor, I went to blow the fire flame, but something rustled on the floor and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with apple blossom in her hair, who called me by my name and ran and faded through the brightening air. Though I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands, I will find out where she has gone and kiss her lips and take her hand and walk among long dappled grass and pluck till time and times are done.
Hey, can you say, hey, iRadio?
The silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun. Hey, IRADIO. Woo! Yeah!
Yeah.
I don't know how that fit, but IRADIO is good.
Let's try. I say a line and you say a line. Just make it up.
That's the way to do it.
Okay. When I finish the wanderings, I return to a decrepit land.
Where people sat and thought about their left hand. Oh no.
All the food is gone. I left just without memory.
Empty hands and simple plans, but no food to fill our bellies.
So we went on those trips to search for food to bring to our children, for they were starving and we felt brave
To be brave
and go out into the world.
and feed them. Feed them with stuff.
Words failed us.
Words failed us
We set about our path.
as we set about on the path. The sea was angry that day, my friend. The poetry thing was just getting all sorts of fucked up.
You know this is going on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube? Oh, I didn't curse. I mean, I am a college.
It's okay.
I guess it's okay for me to curse.
No kids.
But Michael is doing quite a good job here. We have
What do you call it?
I could do the running art commentary, but I did that enough to the poor guy when with the black and white painting. It was fun. I want to do that again.
Where do you teach? Where do you teach?
I really want to get done.
Where do you teach?
What?
Your professor are where?
What am I doing? I'm teaching at Farmingdale State College
Yeah?
and the Brentwood campus of Suffolk Community College.
Professor at what?
English.
Okay. And you also paint?
Oh, I did. Come here. Look, this is my first painting. It is beyond... words fail me. Yeah, you know, I had fun with it. I took a neat picture of it. I took a neat picture. And I put it up, and I said, with inspiration from Michael Krasowitz and the other two. And we're continuing to make entertainment happen. Now, but is poetry entertainment? Is it entertainment, or is it a deep spiritual longing that antisocial people thrust upon the rest of society? Or is it both? We should rhyme.
Where once there was none, now there are three.
And three people sought to flee.
Simple interpretations of life, which overwhelm them.
Their thoughts had them in a hem.
The thoughts had them in a hem.
A hem.
Rewind.
Oh, shit. See, now I'm cursing again.
Yeah,
This is not right.
it's okay.
I'm not allowed to curse.
That looks good.
Look at that.
Somebody's talking about Taco Bell.
Oh, I have to say something.
Yeah, more poetry.
All right, I'll recite something. I'll look at something on my phone. I have these.
I'll recite the poem I wrote today.
Yes, Michael. That's the way to go.
Since your audience, if your audience is still sticking with this kid, then I guess
That's what I tried to save. I tried to save that, and then I tried to just like fix the bottom. Like this was the worst, so I tried to just like bring it back in with the black.
I'll read a poem about a raccoon.
this is the poem I wrote this morning.
And then I tried to give you your homage at the bottom.
When I was 5, I said to myself, what does it mean to be 5?
They were doing.
Then I ran outside and pretended. I can't remember what I pretended, but I'm pretty sure it was fun. And there were other kids who pretended with me. Oh yeah, now I remember, I was a lion. We played Born Free, which was a movie about lions. One guy wanted to be the top lion, who was a girl lion. I didn't really get the irony of this then, I was just 5. So, when I was 5, I played being a lion, but I also thought about the ramifications of pretending. So I missed out on being a lion totally. I was only partly a lion. The other part of me was thinking about why I was a lion. Now I'm in my bedroom, trying to remember if any of this is real or something I just made up. But I can write down before I forget it. And after thinking it sounded pretty good when I was 5. And when I was 5, did I know I would write this when I was 5 dozens of times over, thinking about the moment when I was no longer a lion. When I was 5, I wished I was in space. I wished I was in space, and I was.
Yeah. I was in space.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in space.
I'm in space now. You know what? I'll read a poem about a raccoon. This. I'm sorry, because that's my.
No, go read.
All right, so now, you know, this one, watching nature specials about raccoon. Fishing around in the dark. In the cave, a ripe concourse of deafening squeaks and fluttering, bat manure brewing noxious fumes that burn nearly everything blind as the black pitch. Yet the sly, nimble raccoon searches the contours of rock for fallen babies. Its touch, a matchmaker, a torch in the darkness, or in the cities with clockmaker hands, a gentle shove, trash can lids pried open for scraps, rotting chunks of banana, pork, salmon skins, the last wilted leaves of romaine. Raccoon, the master thief, manipulator, opportunist in hard circumstances, fishing frigid streams, underbrush between cracks, over roadways, the car wheel cracking a fallen nut, the patient marauder watching, waiting for the light to turn red.
What's the name of that?
That is called Bandit, and that is in the tribute to our friend the raccoon, who is everywhere because it can just do.
Do you know any Michael Clarity?
I love Michael Clarity.
Would you like to do one?
Mikey, if you ever see this, you are the man. We're gonna see you next Friday at the Muse. Woo! Right? Next Friday at the Muse. Michael Clarity is going to be in at the top of Nichols Road in the Velvet Lounge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know any Michael Clarity?
I don't know any Michael Clarity, but Michael Clarity is awesome. I love that guy. You know Michael Clarity?
Yes, I do.
Cool. That is very good.
I gotta show you one video of him that I did.
See, he's already got me cursing twice, and I'm gonna be in trouble. Yeah, we have 15.
More! I want more! More!
Right now.
I don't know what to say, really.
Mike.
I'll be back.
Mike.
I'll be back. It's all about Mike. I mean, Mike is.
I feel like I should interview you.
I like giving you
I know. Everybody's telling you. This was he told
Wait, where are you gonna see Michael Clarity? Next Friday, where?
He's coming back at the Velvet Lounge. Talking.
Next Friday?
Yeah, he's coming back from this like first time performing back on Long Island.
Okay.
It's a big thing. He's a progenitor of the Long Island poetry.
Oh Lord, now.
3 days a week, I work at Huntington, where you go over the hill.
The only serious person here.
Do you have an impeccable way of making that fucking note?
Service center.
That's like
I try not to understand why that is. I think it's because I just did so many years of that it kind of like got into my brain.
I tell my friends all the time. But I'm there from like 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
My biggest thing is not the whole.
So you could just, if you...
That's like
I'm in. I don't work for 15, 20 minutes.
I don't
See, I'm on tape again, saying all these things. These terrible.
Terrible.
What do you call this?
That's a good question.
Ed is going to interpret this with a poem. Ed.
This is something else.
Camellia
And who do we have here? What is your name?
Oswald's
I do
Cobblepot.
have to think about
Yeah?
it. That's not right.
Thank
Sorry.
And
I said Camellia with mother.
it's like everybody seems
got
to
here?
know somebody that's having stuff go on. So
We
we
have.
want to set up
He has a head. We have a head.
really
We have a tail. We have a thing. Maybe he's holding nuts down here. Maybe this is a water.
This could be a flying. It could be ape or it could be.
And they're all riding on a little
Oh, there's a couple wheels here, right?
motorcycle thing. Yes.
I'm seeing wheels.
That's William Philman. I know William. You know William. William's been here. Does William paint?
It's not painted further.
He's a rider of the good spirit. Yes, because I've met him also with the pagan people. I've met him out. See, now I'm the drummer.
Yeah.
I want to see the drawing.
So my name is Angus DeGresta.
Angus DeGresta, Oswald Cobblepot.
Yes,
Well,
that's
we
the
just
name
have-
of the Do you just start referring to me as Angus?
Oh, Angie.
That'll be fine. That is my nickname. I have blogs.
Oh,
Angus DeGresta.
So what is your name?
Tom DeGrule. And Tumblr.
Pretty cool.
Finished piece. I'm
They're
gonna
all
write my
dedicated
number on there because
Show it to him.
don't have
What?
one of my
Show it to Mike.
Hey, Mike, what do you think?
Where
Mike.
can you go to listen to lots of things? No, just recorded music. We need to chill in a place.
earlier today.
Oh, you saw it already.
Okay. our first function.
Well, I'm taping it.
Tom can tell you about his work as well.
Where, you know,
Did a lot.
minimal of course, my parents and some others, what happened.
Explain about yourself more, Mike. I mean,
Just came back. Oh, sure thing.
You know, get a presentation through a look at people.
you got any more poetry?
It's the day after my cousin's wedding.
Do you have any more poems, Ed?
Another good rest.
Do you have any sonnets?
I'll tell you what I do.
What?
I have two different modes of
What?
rational thinking. So my normal mode of rational thinking is the everyday occurrence where you know you say,
I'm
well,
just
the
mumbling.
tree is pretty or
I'm
something
mumbling
like that.
on
And
you.
my consciousness is
Man, it's
normal, like I interpret things in normal way.
See, I cursed with
But what I'll do also is I'll just go into a kind of
I'm
like
fucked. Oh, a fourth time.
kind of a restless stream of consciousness drift, the same way I paint, and I'll just start thinking without any kind of linear narrative. So I'm not looking at the world in terms of a linear narrative. So what I'll start doing is I'll start saying stuff like, it's hard to do it, it's hard to verbalize it because it just happens intuitively, but it's like, I'll go like, there's a gun over there. Why is that person running? What happened over there? The tree is growing. My mind would just go into that kind of mode, and I'll just stop thinking in a linear way, and then I try to breathe. So it's a form of meditation. So the idea is that instead of having a linear narrative, that the mind is constantly, the rationalization of the I is a linear narrative, I'll just go into this kind of sensibility where I just empty my mind and let the thoughts kind of flow randomly, and that without holding on to a specific thought. And that's kind of the way I paint, thinking that it'll coalesce into its own kind of narrative. Like, it's like taking the narrative, the normal narrative of consciousness, disassembling it, breaking it into pieces, and letting it kind of organically reassemble. That's how I write the poetry. The poetry I wrote this morning just came up with this idea. I thought about being 5 in a memory, or something like that, and then I just write it, whatever comes out. And it's all the same. That poem, what I said before, is how I think. And the same way I'm doing this painting, it just happened. So I just let it happen, thinking that that's kind of an expression of some kind of like
Very, very narrow
a more free form of the same identity.
paradigm.
So instead of my identity being tied to my history and my previous experience, the identity is
So that's what
more
made
coalescing of random thoughts that become a fixed narrative. So I'm trying to deconstruct the normal mode of what consciousness is. Because I think that what we have in this reality is such a limited, this is the foundation for what we see. We have 5 senses, we have our life experience, and that becomes what our consciousness is. And our opinions are all formed by our life experience. What I'm saying is there a way to deconstruct that particular prejudice of consciousness, to kind of open it up and re-expand it. So that's why I don't try to paint something literal. I mean, I appreciate somebody doing it well or a portrait doing it literal. The reason I don't do that is because I don't want it to be just my ego, validation of my own ego and the validation of my own sense of what's right and what's wrong. What I want to say is what I think is right and what's wrong is totally the construct of a conscious experience. My positive and negative experiences through life, that forms my opinion. What I'm saying is, what if there's a transcendental experience, something that goes beyond my consciousness? And that's what I'm trying to tap into. So that's why I'm attempting to deconstruct. And I think that when I make a painting, the interesting thing about it is that it's as much about what I make as the viewer's interpretation. Because the viewer, if they can use this as a vehicle to deconstruct their own ego experience, then the artwork functions. In other words, what they'll do is they say, oh, I see a tree, or I see a fish. What they're doing is their rational mind is trying to take an irrational experience and rationalize it. But by doing that, they're also, in a way, deconstructing their own sense of what reality is. Because it doesn't have to be a fixed point. You can just make a line like this, and for somebody that can become a spaceship, somebody that can become a boat, somebody that can be, like Ed was reading a poem totally different than what I was reading. So art becomes a vehicle for the viewer to reinterpret their own reality. And that's the beauty of art. I think that's what makes it so
use your voice. You don't do that yet.
Finished?
Okay. I think it's finished for today.
What do you call it?
I call it Ed's movie.
All right, this is IRADIUSA, and I'm out.